The term DMIT or DMIA means dermatoglypic multiple intelligent analysis or test. Dermatoglypic. The dermatoglypic term is coined by Dr. Harold Cummins. It means like derma means skin, glypic means the carving. Dermatoglypic multiple intelligence. A person does not have one intelligence; it has a multiple type of innate ability to do the process or anything like that.
Coming up to the success of any individual, according to me, the kind of readings I have done and all those things, what I feel is self-awareness is the most important thing, which plays a key role in someone's success. Like he should be able to good enough to understand like he is good in video making, editing, or he should be able to understand what he is good at. So if at all some individual comes to you at randomly and asks you like how can I become self-aware? Like what is kind of advice do you generally like how to start it off?
Yeah, there are a lot of techniques to understand about self-awareness. Like if you take, you want to know about the acquired knowledge kind of thing, or we can use a psychometry evaluation. And some people do like a lot of trial and error basis. Most of the people in the world, they try to be doing the trial and error basis, and they take a lot of time to understand themselves. Once they understand themselves, the time is always over actually. It might be actually they can understand by 30 years or 40 years kind of thing and all. And knowing ourselves is also a beginning of wisdom actually. When we know about ourselves in a better manner, we can do better. Like actually, imagine if I take myself actually, if you take myself, if I was able to understand my personality in the early stages, my profession might be different.
So was it more of testing and learning, or how is it?
Yeah, it is like a testing and learning actually. We do something and we learn something like that. It's most of it's a trial and error we can call as trial and error.
It's more like individual should be open enough to try a lot of things and understand what makes it
good. Most of the people are trying most of the people want to understand themselves only. Because if you say each and every individual are searching themselves, where my passion lies. This is the main thing. It happens actually.
So according to you, see, you should have like treated a lot of people or worked with a lot of people. So according to you, like what is the kind of rate that individuals are trying to know themselves?
Yeah, if you take knowing themselves in early ages, the individuals are very less actually. 10 to 15% of the people are trying to know themselves in the early stages. But
so early stages in like what's a kind of age group?
Instance like 15 to 25. People are not too curious about knowing themselves.
So I mean people are like driven by more just the survival part and just getting into job or something of the sort.
It is all now the market is turbulent. Most of the people are having a huge competition. So people want to try themselves. They don't want to make a chance to go wrong. So people are trying to understand themselves better. That's it.
So coming to the technology part. So you are a person who is actually trying to bring in technology in the process of self-awareness. So coming to DMIT technology, that's the kind of technology you're dealing with. So what is DMIT technology exactly?
The term DMIT or DMIA means dermatoglypic multiple intelligent analysis or test. Dermatoglypic. The dermatoglypic term is coined by Dr. Harold Cummins. It means like derma means skin, glypic means the carving. Dermatoglypic multiple intelligence. A person does not have one intelligence; it has a multiple type of innate ability to do the process or anything like that. And this technology is not a one science. It's a combination of science. Like if you take it is actually neonatology, psychology, neuroscience, embryology, and dermatology. It's a combination actually. This technology helps to individuals to understand themselves better with a way of analyzing their fingerprints.
So what are the kind of parameters that go in while taking up this particular test?
We don't ask any question. We just get the fingerprints of the individual and we'll be evaluating. There is a process of evaluation, and after that we will give an detailed analysis about the individual. This is the process allowed.
So while taking the fingerprints, after taking the fingerprints, so what are the kind of parameters you look at?
It's like
extroverted,
actually,
introverted. How is it
yeah, if you
how are the results represented?
yeah, it is actually when we are taking the fingerprint, we can know about the personality type. We can know how the work environment individual will behave, and we can know about the multiple talents which he has, and also we can know about the learning style of a person, like whether he is an auditory learner, kinesthetic learner, or a visual learner. We can know about that and all in that.
Okay, so what are the kind of people that come to you in general? So what is
Generally, I get from clients from 2 years. I have done analysis for 2 years child to 72 years old of because people want to understand themselves better. Whoever wants to know themselves better, or they want to give a better to their childrens, they come to us.
So what about this particular technology's origin? So what's the origin about this DMIT technology?
Yeah, origin actually, if you take it is actually 20 to 20 years back.
That old, 22
Yeah,
years
20.
old.
It's a yeah. And this technology, if you take dermatoglypic as scientifically, there are research going on from 300 years.
Oh my God. Okay.
It is actually fingerprint analysis have been there for more than 300 hours. But particularly if you taking of DMIT technology, like it is around 20 to 22 years, like kind of. And the origin is from Taiwan.
Okay.
Taiwan, and people they have developed the technology, and it has been awarded for US patent also, and this has been widely used in India, US, and Singapore, Malaysia, and many part of the country, world edge.
Okay, so again, next coming up to the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So you deal with the normal people, old people, and all like different kinds of people. Like, so when it comes to entrepreneurs and people and non-entrepreneurs, like what kind of patterns is there any specific?
No, I've seen most of the entrepreneurs who are working or who are doing the business kind of thing are saying to their potential. I've seen most of the people are inclined to their potential.
Okay.
And because they have the self-awareness is very high, we call as an intrapersonal ability.
Okay, you mean like even before testing, getting themselves tested, they were already aware about, they were quite aware of what they are capable of and what they can do.
Well, entrepreneurship is mainly based on two traits. Actually, if they have to know about themselves first. It's we call as prefrontal. Actually, if the prefrontal of a person is very high, the management of the person is very high.
Okay.
If the management style is very high of a person, they are generally tend to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs who have an intrapersonal ability very high in them.
So if at all you take entrepreneurs, there are kind of people. Most of the entrepreneurs, at least for the present, at least from the present generation, are tend to learn, like they keep learning a lot, and they keep even though they know like they are what they are doing. Apart from there, that they also have a side hustle kind of thing. Like they try to, like there's an entrepreneur who is most interested into sort of some media side. He has some other startup and he keeps working on the media side also, which is quite happening right now. So he has some other side hustle kind of thing. So what if that person he's passionate about it, but he doesn't know, but according to the DMIT test, it doesn't work for him. So in such case, how do you deal?
No, actually, we tell if somebody working in a not in a app profession kind of thing, we don't tell that you are actually. We'll be telling your passionate area and other things and all. We ask the individuals to do the thing which is interested to them as an hobby. Like imagine if you have an ability to, like a naturalistic ability. Most of natural level person, we tell the individuals to do certain activities which will adapt their passion.
Okay, so
like work for yourself for 5 days. You work for whomever you are working.
Okay.
And 2 days you work for yourself.
So put your potential into the place where you can succeed, and if you are passionate about, put it on the side hustle part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
So have you come across any typical case of this kind?
I've seen people with lesser logical intelligence are a software programmer kind of thing and all, and they are very passionate about what to say. they are very passionate about meditation, yoga kind of thing and all. The meditation and stuffs are like actually it's a path towards self-awareness that they are in there, and we have advised them to do whatever that they are doing, and they are quite good in management thing.
Okay.
And we have asked them to strive to be a management guy. That is
so coming up to entrepreneurs who generally take up the DMIT test. So is there anything sort of risk-taking ability or anything of that sort in DMIT?
Yeah.
One of the parameters.
It is not. We cannot say it's a risk-taking ability. It's knowing yourself.
Okay.
If you want to understand yourself, the tool which is given by God is only our fingerprint.
Yeah. So I just want to compare few more tests actually. So if at all you take dark triad test, hope you so you know dark triad test and few other tests like. There are some tests that are internationally approved and they are put on the internet and kind of things are there. So if at all you take dark triad test and all the questionnaire kind of tests and the DMIT technology, like how do they differ and kind of how do the results vary? Is there anything of that sort?
DMIT is actually an inborn ability.
Okay.
There are a lot of tests available like MBTA, personality testings are very high actually.
Yeah.
And the comparative between DMIT and any other test. DMIT is a test which tells about the inborn ability.
Okay.
Okay, we are born with an ability that we can understand with DMIT.
Okay, fine. So if at all I take the DMIT test right away and you give me the report, like what kind of analysis you do give me?
No, we will be telling about the personality of a person.
Okay.
We will be telling about the personality, brain dominance and the lobe distribution. And we also tell about the marriage compatibility.
Okay.
And we can tell about the learning style and the communication method and what are the suitable career for him, like that. And if you take any other test, like other than DMIT, if you're taking any other test, it's based on questionnaire. Questionnaire is based for your acquired knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. Knowledge. Yeah. Inborn knowledge is different, and acquired knowledge is different. Inborn is like an hardware, like you have a brain, which is a hardware. You can it is like a hardware. You take it as a hard disk. You take the brain is like a hard disk, and if you are working with if you are putting an OS in that. If you're putting an Apple, it will work as an Apple.
Okay.
You're putting as Microsoft Windows, it will work as a Windows.
Okay.
If you put an Android, it will work as an Android.
Okay.
It's this putting of Android OS or any OS is like acquired knowledge.
Okay.
That is.
So coming to the ability to change those features. So suppose if at all you take many people, they are afraid of public speaking. So the communication part will be coming in DMIT test. So if at all there are numerous people who have changed themselves from some introverted who couldn't speak to people, and they have changed themselves to people who they could speaking to thousands of people at a time. Like how do they do that? So,
it is because of their frequent push in their particular part of neurons.
So so if at all they take a DMIT test before and after, like if I take up a DMIT test right now and after some 10 years I come to you and with a lot of practice of public speaking and kind of logical thinking and all, like putting in a lot of enormous hard work, if at all I come to you again after 10 years and take the same DMIT test, do you think there will be a change in the reports?
No, there won't be any change because the thing is, it's a lifetime report.
Okay, it's an inborn ability.
Inborn ability, it's a lifetime report.
Okay.
It's only we'll take.
Okay.
If somebody is coming to me, I said they're telling that I have done a DMIT report. I ask the report only. I ask the report, and based on the report only we'll give the counseling. We don't take once again a report. Because the thing is, it's this ability which can be changed.
Okay.
Anytime. If you take there are particular it is based on neurons. Okay. When a neuron and a dendrite, like actually whenever the synapse connection, if the synapse is becoming stronger, that means the signals which goes frequently in a thing, it becomes a habit actually. When you take in habit is like that actually. Frequently doing something makes an habit.
Correct.
If you are stammering and you are thinking that I want to remove the stammering kind of thing. If you are putting a frequent effort in that, your stammering will go. Likewise, like any ability can be changed through the remedies.
Okay.
If you want to improve a particular ability, you can definitely improve it actually. The change cannot be seen in the DMIT report.
Okay.
It will show only the inborn ability, where you are from, and the full context and the thing will be known based on the psychometry evaluation. We can understand the acquired knowledge.
So it's all about inborn ability, exactly speaking.
Yeah.
So whenever there's going to be a lot of difference when a younger guy takes it up and a older person takes it up, right? So when an older person takes it up, like how do you suggest them? Because they have to go through, because these people go through a lot of things and they have gained or lost a lot of abilities.
No, it is not like that. It's all a learning actually. It's a learning process. We will be, when we are counseling, we'll be understanding about what their inborn ability, what is the gap between them, and will suggest and try to make the bridge stronger and make them progress in life. If you take certain fingerprints are there. People are very they are have an ability to procrastinate things. If you see, a lot of people are there who are procrastinators. We ask them to be correct, and some people are very passionate and they are ambitious. Some people does not have any ambition in life. The fingerprints will tell that. Based on that, we will be telling to the individual, be ambitious, and we give a lot of steps to go forward and make things better.
Okay. So coming up to the starting of Genius Roots again. So before starting of Genius Roots, you were working for a farm. You were working in the farmer domain. So how did you? So what kind of made you to start Genius Roots?
Yeah, actually, I was working in a pharma company. I have a 16 years experience in pharma, and totally 20 years as a marketing experience. And I was working in the company as a regional manager. Okay. For my final domain. And when I was in pharma also, I was very successful. I was had 7 international trips and other things and all. That and all was very good and thing, but I was not too passionate of working as a pharma executive. Okay. And I started studying at the age of 30 only. I'm a commerce graduate, but I started making my degree. Like I did my MSc in psychology. After 30 years, I started my studying. And I did my MBA in HR and MSc counseling and psychotherapy and all. Okay. I want to come out of the domain. Okay. And when I took my report at the age of 39, I took a DMIT report. Okay. They said, you are a people guy. You can go in counseling, training kind of thing, stuffs and all, where people are involved. Then I thought, why can't I do itself? And I spoke with my wife and we both started. After 2014, I was working in a pharma company and my wife was taking care of this business. Okay. And 2015, since she was not able to cope up and other things and all, I was still learning and doing my free times and all. I used to give counseling kind of thing and all. Okay. And I learned the process, what is happening, and this analysis part and everything I learned. And finally, we made it. And now after 2015, I started in the full way, and now full time I'm taking care.
So how did you manage the transition over there, like from complete pharma domain to the complete Genius Roots part? Yeah. Like there is a transition, right? So how did you take care of that particular thing?
Right, financial part, it was a tough decision. We take care. We had a tough decision of. Some tough decision we had made it actually. Okay. And we both agreed, my wife and agreed, and we have done that. And when we take this every month end, being a businessman is very difficult actually.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And when you're a salary guy, you will get 28th or 29th, you'll getting the salary whichever is 50 or 60 or 70, that will be in the bank. But for a businessman, it's not like that. It took around 6 to 7 months of time to make myself that salary will not come.
So,
It is a huge huge transition, but I firmly determined and I said I will do it actually.
okay, so what about people? So if there is anyone who's actually trying to start up something from a fixed job or from a stable job, like what is the kind of suggestion do you have for such kind of people before starting off?
Yeah, whenever they're planning, it's actually it's a process. If you take my thing, it was a process. I guess I started in the age of 30 itself to come out of the thing which I was presently working. There are people I see, no, I'm a so and so graduate. I'm working in some company, but they will not try to learn thing. If you keep on learning, and if you have your vision kind of thing and all, that you can adapt and you can definitely do it actually.
Okay, coming up to financial, is there any specific advice you want to give to such kind of people?
A financial advice, if you're planning yourself to come as an entrepreneur, 2-3 years, like you have to have a solid backup of one year. If you know that, try for sure. I can definitely hit the number kind of thing. If you have a determination, you can definitely jump into.
Okay.
If you are a family man or you have a family to take care kind of thing and all is there, you have to have a 6 to 1 year time.
Okay.
To manage your finance and other things.
Yeah, so if at all you take Mark Cuban, so he's a kind of billionaire who actually says to have 6 months of salary, because if you can entrepreneur, you do know that you can be hit by some financial crisis at any point of time, and you need to survive, and for that you need to have at least 6 months salary. That is what he keeps there. So was there any financial difficulty that you have to come across while setting up?
Any business when you start up, and if you go full time also, you need ample of time
to
take and think. And if you are consistent, only the business will come. I am getting referral from which I've done for 2015. I've done a report, but now they are giving a business. It is all how effortly we do. I've done a lot of if you take my website also, we have done a SEO. We didn't got any returns. We're earning and we are spending that. Initial capital pushing is like that. If you take any marketing or sales curve, the curve will be like this. When the curve is the initial stage, we have to pump huge money, and we at the curve, once it has to go high, that time is the time where we can earn more. It generally happens in sales also. Whenever we launch the product, we have to push it in the early stages. Then only the sale will come. Same way the business is also same like that. We have to push yourself on the effort some business needs an effort, some business needs money. If your business is effort based business, that means you don't have anything to do.
Correct.
Put your effort 100%, you'll definitely succeed. If your business is based on money based, then your effort has to be high as well as money is also involved. So each kind of business has its own thing. Based on that, if you have 6 to 8 months, if you have an savings, that will be helpful. If you are a bachelor or a startup, early guy, young guy, energetic guy, where you don't have any commitments to give to your family kind of thing and all, you can definitely try it and you can definitely succeed. In that case, there is no particular formula in that.
Okay, so is there anything of like whenever you take up the DMIT test, you suggest anyone to become an entrepreneur, you should become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, we used to tell that people, you have a very good management skill kind of thing. If you are, they'll be suggesting after, they will be asking a lot of questions whether I can be an entrepreneur kind of thing. We suggest that these are the techniques which.
So is there anything sort of born entrepreneur?
Yeah, born entrepreneurs, there are people actually in some fingerprints we see they're born entrepreneurs.
Because there's a kind of huge debate between like one of the few top-notch entrepreneurs that entrepreneurs can be made and entrepreneurs are only born. So sort of that thing. So is there anything of that sort? Like according to you?
Actually, it's not. It's a myth only. It's a myth only. We cannot sell. There are people. If you say there are people who are succeeded, though their ancestors were not
Okay.
in a business. There are people who got failure also. Their whole 5 to 6 generation of people were in business. It all depends upon the person's mindset and understanding of the business.
So coming up to DMIT technology again, in case if at all you take the kind of market and the kind of people who know about the DMIT technology, they're relatively low. That's for a fact.
Yeah.
So how do you, in the initial stage, like how did you like educate people that this is something that's really worth taking up and I mean it's worth the time. Like how did you convince people of like what are the kind of marketing that you have to do? Because people do like what was the kind of marketing exactly speaking?
Yeah, we do parenting session. We do some of the training session where we promote our product. We take 5 minutes of our time and we promote the product. We do a lot of free sessions for that.
Okay.
And there we tell about the product. If the people are really interested, they will come to us and they will ask about what to do. And individuals also, wherever the meetings are there, I go and tell about the product. It's all how we sell the product.
Okay.
It's not selling also. I'll educate the individual that these are the things, benefits it's there.
These are things that are available, that are in scope of, I mean, that are available and you, if at all you want to know about your inborn abilities.
Yeah. And based on the my 20 years sales experience and something, I can understand about the client's mentality.
Okay.
And I'll try to convince them. If they're convinced, they'll be doing it.
Okay. What about the 2014 and 2015, like when you were exactly starting off? At that point of time, what was the kind of marketing you did?
So we did actually. I tried in paper insert. I tried in a huge thing. I tried in paper insert. I given an advertisement. I tried in the TV advertisement, and a lot of other things. But the one thing was working very good was word of the mouth.
Okay.
And referrals. When somebody is taking, they are recommending. The recommendation part was very high.
Okay.
If you take Tamil Nadu as a thing, people, whenever you tell about fingerprints thing and all, they'll start thinking about astrology kind of thing and all. Because we are telling about science, people are telling it's the same way of kind of astrology kind, and we have to explain them. It's not too related to it, because astrology they tell about the future kind of thing and all. We don't tell anything about future. We tell about the actual potential of the individual. That's it.
So whenever you think about the word successful, like who is the person you think of?
I personally I like Dhoni very much actually.
Okay.
Dhoni is a person who is a perfect person of success.
Okay.
Because if you take a leadership in Dhoni, that's a remarkable leadership, and the way he traveled and take his life forward, it was very good. And if you take anywhere in a training, if you want to tell about a proper leadership, I tell Dhoni as an example. He's a perfect example for a leader actually.
Okay. So what is the kind of belief? So what is the kind of belief that you believe a lot that other people might think that other people treat as insane?
Okay.
Anything of that kind of belief?
I think if some people are thinking about most of the people are thinking negatively, like actually negative mentality, or if you take people with a negative mentality, because our born and brought up stages, people are being thrown negatives every day. But taken any early ages, people tell don't do this, don't do that. If you go there, you will fall down, kind of thing. It's a born and it has been acquired throughout the years. If you are a person, if you want to be positive in life, you have to start thinking which is irrelevant, and most of the people does that. Think negatively. Rather thinking negatively, change yourself and do positive things.
Okay. So the last one, final question. So what are you obsessed about?
Yeah, I'm obsessed about if you take my life, change is the only thing which is permanent in life. I believe that. I move as a water, and we have I can occupy any container or run through anywhere actually. If it is a block is also there, I can throw out because thing when I understood like change is the only thing which is not changeable. So I started believing myself positively and making the thing whichever I do 100%. Whenever I do things in 100%, I get real success, and this is the mantra of my success as of now.
Okay, so before closing up, so where can people find you online?
They can find me online. Our website is rootsgenius.com, www.rootsgenius.com. And if at all they search in Google also, if you put DMIT Chennai, I'll be in the first page.
Yeah, I mean that's how I found you.
Yeah, these are the things.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.